Hey y'all, I'm back. Um, kind of a bad introduction, I know, but today will just be a quick video. I will show you I will update about these three phones. Especially this flip phone is really interesting because in the last video, just the few minutes, just like the last minutes of the video, this one started working. Because I put it in, as you know from the previous video, I put it in the wrong SIM card, but the video went on for way longer than I expected, and I put it in the good SIM card, which was a newer type Vodafone. I put it in the older type, which it didn't accept, but the new one it did, and it started working, but it was like 4 minutes after the recording, so that kind of sucks. We'll also be updating on this and on this. And a funny thing about this as well. So yeah, I have my weird balance lamp thing for some extra lighting. I've been using this thing for a year, connected to my hand warmer that doubles as a power bank. So yeah, this will be your view. This will be your view. You'll be seeing some phones right there, and an iPod and stuff like that. So let's get on with the video. The Samsung flip phone. This thing is quite weird. Yesterday when I unplugged it, it would die just like my X640. But watch what happens now. I've been charging this thing for a pretty darn long time. I was charging it at night, and for some reason the battery started getting a little bit warm. But look what happens when I unplug this. Yes, my friends, this battery is even more swollen than my X640, yet it holds a freaking charge. So I'll be doing a startup and shutdown video on this, because since the battery holds a charge, look, it's so swollen that it literally just does that. It's not flat anymore. Damn, that's so impressive. Even though this wasn't that expensive a phone, the X640 probably was kind of an expensive phone. I'm not totally sure, but the X640 does have. And the X640 is a pretty darn good phone. It wasn't the most expensive, I think, but it was quite a good phone. This phone was 120 bucks back in the day. And Vodafone was one of the main carriers that really sold good with this. Most of the time they had like T-Mobile, they had a unlocked version, they had a T-Mobile and a Vodafone version in my country. And unlocked. I think they had it unlocked. But I got shocked yesterday by a feature. No, not by the phone. I got shocked by a feature that this phone has. You know that you have those Motorola Razr phones, or like the Galaxy Z Flip and the Z Flip 3. They can take selfies with their secondary screen. Samsung gets, even though this is a monochrome screen, Samsung gets some real cool stuff with it. First of all, if you don't like the Vodafone startup animation or shutdown animation, which I don't like it, you can literally just shut this phone down. There you go, the original Samsung animation. Same when you turn it back on. Sorry for that interruption. If you couldn't hear already, my mom was asking something to me. So I'm just gonna shut this down again. This is the original shutdown animation, really boring. Has these weird dimples in the screen, no idea why. Gets into the other phones later, just gonna do the thing again. There we go. There you go, this is original animation. My C520 also has that. Funny thing, just directly shows the clock and everything. Even with the phone not totally being booted up. It did some really weird stuff. Sometimes it really tries to search really thoroughly to get a surface. And sometimes that surface, it tries to search for a surface so badly that the entire phone starts flickering, and the sound, if you play a sound, a ringtone this, you literally hear interference noise. You probably know those weird radiation noises that you get from the phone, just those bip 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 noises that you get when your phone tries to connect to a cellular tower. If you don't, get an old phone, pop a SIM card in it that is invalid or just doesn't have a surface anymore. Put it near a keyboard, and I'm not talking about the keyboard from your computer that you type on, but the keyboard as in a synthesizer or something. Put it near the speaker, and it will literally amplify that sound. It's really cool. I did it before. I did it on a kid's keyboard and on a synthesizer. This is really cool. You literally just heard of interference antenna noise from this. Don't know why that happens, but it's really cool. Please try it out because it's really worth it. Except if you don't have a keyboard. No, it doesn't work on a piano. Can already see people saying that in the comments. Anyways, for some reason this phone holds a charge. I don't know, man. This phone is amazing quality for some reason. The X640 just sucks, I guess, which I have right here. Let's unplug this then and plug in my X640. This charger is like MagSafe, but better because you know what? It's reverse MagSafe because if you try to get it off, it can't get off, and you will destroy the entire phone. Look, it does work. I won't touch a single key. It will say the annoying text, and it dies. Absolute piece of crap. But the X640 looks a lot like my other Samsung phone. Not totally sure what it's called again. Let's get it. It looks a lot like the older model. This phone has a lot of features. It was released in 2005. This phone perfectly works. It has an amazing battery life for such an old phone, but it's dead currently. You can charge it for like 10 seconds and it will turn on. This is one of the older Samsungs that had that GPRS boot logo. This is the X450 and it perfectly works. Got it from a friend and this was not a cheap phone back in the day. It was like, I don't know, 250 bucks. Someone told me sometime that this was an expensive phone. I don't know when, I don't know where anymore, but the keys are really similar. They have a slightly different shape on the D-pad, as you can see. The speaker grill is the same. I taped it up. I can actually just take that tape off, but I don't really care. I find this looking more professional, but this looks much more stylish, especially with the cool little disco LED. Yeah, that's basically my entire Samsung flip phone collection. I do have one more, but that one is pretty cheap. Plus, it doesn't even have as many features as this. But the coolest feature out of all is when you hold the camera button. Yes, you can take monochrome selfies in 1 FPS with this thing. And you can see my face slightly. That is super cool. I was literally shocked when I saw that. That is so freaking cool. Imagine my stupid Motorola V360 doing that. Well, it can't, because the entire bootloader is fucked on that thing. It doesn't work anymore, but it was locked until I found a good SIM card for it. Yep. Oh, and it directly takes a picture. I think this thing is autofocus, but I'm not sure. I can't get through it. You know what? I'm actually going to test that out with my little light. I swear this thing is autofocus. But I have no idea, because it's not a two-stage presser, I think. You can like focus and then just click it in further and then it will take a picture. I think it directly just take a picture. Yeah. So this is the test picture. This is how it looks. It's VGA quality, so the HD video quality of my phone isn't really gonna interrupt the horrible quality of this. It does look better in real life, especially with YouTube decoding in mind. But yeah, cool phone. X660V. I'm just gonna unplug that and plug it into my X640, even though the battery on that is super dead. So yeah, I guess the battery got a revival. As you can see, it holds a freaking charge. But the bad thing is I just can't get to see how I can turn on the startup sound on this. I've been trying to do that for ages, and I'm gonna do it right now off camera just to check. This phone holds a better charge than my, what's it called again? What was that phone? I have it right here. Then this one, then this slider, then the Samsung Soul. But that's obvious because the battery on this is so swollen that I'm probably sure it will explode one time. So I don't know, but this phone has a freaking amazing speaker. I swear, when I played low battery notes, I could literally hear the bass notes of it. Amazing speaker, just tucked inside of the earpiece, and most of the time they're horrendous on Samsung phones. Well, horrendous. They're not pretty good. On flip phones, they're usable, but on like the really cheap, crappy, newer versions, they're absolutely unbearably bad. And it vibrates also. It has this ringtone. Hear that speaker? Ain't that great? And the battery's starting to die. Still better than my Samsung Soul. That thing dies. You can literally just watch it die. Like, I'm not kidding. It's less funny than it sounds, to be really honest. Let's plug this back in. So yeah, you know what? I'm actually gonna split this video in three because my phone nearly crashed yesterday from that 30-minute video. So I'm gonna do three videos. Update on this phone, update on that Physic, update on that Samsung. So three videos today. You guys will love that. So yeah. I really like this phone. It has a FSB display, just like that weird Samsung, the X450. Yeah, I think it literally just mirrors the backlight or something like that. It does some weird stuff. But yeah, is it much better than the X640? I mean, they both have that horrible headphone jack, like the really weird one. Oh, never mind. The X640 has a proper 2.5mm headphone jack, and I actually have an adapter to go with it, so you can plug in 3.5mm. This phone has a horrible looking headphone jack. It's the same as the D600, which is actually broken. I have no idea what's wrong with it, but it just keeps on rebooting. It's not the battery. I swear I fully charged it, and for some reason it holds a ridiculously long amount of charge. So that phone is weird. I may just discharge the battery and see what happens then. So yeah. Anyways, that is the Samsung X660V. We'll probably do some ringtones on this and definitely start my shutdown. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this video, and see y'all later.